Hi, everyone. My name is Albert, one of the co-founders at VectorShift. I'm going to make a quick demo about how to actually use forms to collect information while inside a chatbot. Let me go ahead and show you how to do that. So this use case could be quite useful in capturing leads, right? Instead of actually having users type in information, you could actually use a form, and it might be a better experience for users to put all the information all at once and then hit submit. Let's go ahead and use the conversational type chat assistant, right? This defines what happens at each step in a conversation. As you know, we have these talk and listen nodes. Talk nodes are sending things into the conversation. Listen nodes are pausing the conversation to wait for the user to respond. So let's go ahead and make a chat assistant that maybe says, how can I help today? And let's go ahead and maybe let's branch this into two different routes using a button node, which will present different buttons into the chat and have the user respond before moving further. So maybe one route could be you have a question, and then maybe the button is another button could be receive a callback, right? So let's go ahead and deal with the receive a callback route, which is maybe we could use a form to collect their name, their email, and their phone number. Maybe we can store that in Google Sheet. Maybe we can send an email out to the call representative and say, hey, you're going to receive a callback. All right, so let's go ahead and actually use kind of a message node and say, please fill out this form. And we can now use another message node with an iframe in it, right? And in this iframe, we can have a form where the user can fill out. Now, at this step, what is interesting is VectorShift actually has a form product. We can actually use the VectorShift form in this. It'll make it super easy to collect all this information. So let's go ahead and create another pipeline. I just opened another tab. Let's go ahead and create another pipeline. And let's just create a simple 3 input pipeline that asks the user for, let's just say for their name, for their email, and then for their phone number. Right? And if we go to Google Sheets, maybe we could create like a Google Sheet that, stores the information in the sheet. So let's make 3 columns: name, email, phone number. And now all we got to do is use a Google Sheet node, add new row. Let's go ahead and find the relevant sheet. There we go. Select the relevant sheet. And let's put the name, the email, and the phone number right in. You could use these double curly braces to make this variable builder. And then select the right input and output field. Now, we've also seen cases where you can actually, maybe send an email out, right? And like send an email out to, the user. You could respond to this email saying we received, your response. You could use kind of a Gmail node, for that, right? So maybe I'll show you that really quick. So maybe you can say here, the to would be to this email, right? So right like this, and the subject is we have received your inquiry, and then the body will be we will give you a call at the phone number soon. All right. So this pipeline takes 3 inputs. It sends an email out confirming that we received the message, and then we stored all this data in Google Sheets. Let's go ahead and call this forms pipeline. Let's go ahead and deploy this form. Split this as a form. And now we have a form that looks like this, right? And we can now use this iframe and embed it into this chatbot. So in this iframe, right, there's a source URL here, right? All you gotta do is copy this iframe right here, this URL right here from this iframe, and paste it right into this enter URL here caption. And the VectorShift form appears. So let's go ahead, for example, and try it out. So for example, I want to receive a callback, right? And it asks me to please fill out this form. And then my email, right? You can change the order of these in the form menu, but let's just say my email is albert@vectorshift.ai, right? And give my phone number. And then my name is Albert Mao. And you hit submit. There we go. The information goes to goes right to the Google Sheet. And if I look into my email, you will see in the inbox, right? We will give you a call back at the phone number. We received your inquiry. Perfect, right? Let's go ahead and fill out this path really quickly and say like you have a question. Let's just say, for example, what is your question? And then we can quickly build kind of a RAG chat assistant. So we can listen for the user's response. And you can say, I just say answer the question based on context with question coming from the capture node, right? So the capture node is what is VectorShift. It's going to be stored in this variable. It's going to be passed to this OpenAI node. And then this context is going to be from the knowledge base. Let's go ahead and select a knowledge base. Let's just select the knowledge base with VectorShift information in it. We need to query the knowledge base with what's in this capture node. Pass the data to this LLM. And pass the chunks from the knowledge base to this LLM. And there we go. And we got to send this message out back to the user, right? So this is the answer to what is VectorShift. We now got to present it back into the chat. All right, so last thing we got to do is we got to loop back because maybe they want to ask another question, and let's loop it back over to here. So whenever the response comes back, it will ask in the chat again, what is your question? And then it will allow the user to ask another question. All right, let's go ahead and run that path just to show you. So if I say I have a question, it'll say, what is your question? And I'll say, what is VectorShift? It is now, it got the relevant data. It's now answering the question based on the context. We're going to send the message back whenever we get the answer, and it's going to loop back to what is your question. Go ahead and deploy this chatbot. I'm going to show you that as the final step. If you go to export, chatbot over here. And now you have kind of a chat assistant that you can put on your website, just like that. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you very much.